Finally, it is finally here. The Switch 2 is finally here. I'm tired of the rumors. And you know what? I honestly think the rumors ruined, kind of like almost took the magic, but I'm still excited because the Switch itself is very sentimental to me. Great console, great concept, execution was perfect. And now we're getting the upgrade. We are finally getting the upgrade that we need. It's the next successor, iteration, whatever you want to call it. I have to really say this now, and more than ever. Nintendo are the type of people, they want to hit us at the right moment, at the right time. They fumbled on trusting certain people with this product, and I think they wanted to have a stockpile so that that there won't be a supply chain issue. And this is what the rumors are supposedly the reason for. There's been so many leaks. There's been so many little news stories. It's been just an onslaught of attacks, of just leaks. It was a leaky thing. And now Nintendo said, you know what? Let's just give it to you. And we're going to play the trailer. We have already seen the trailer numerous of times. And I have this particular model of the blue and the red, or the light red, or scarlet red, or whatever you want to call it. But with this iteration, everyone's concerned about certain things about this new concept, or basically just the new Switch, because it's not even a concept. So I do apologize on that misinterpretation, but it's mainly the Switches, the Joy-Cons going into the console. I do see some gripes about the screen, LCD or LED or whatever the case. I'm gonna be honest with you. I am very glad I did not buy an OLED. The OLED is cool, but I already knew something was coming down the line. I had the feeling Nintendo was gonna come and not reinvent the wheel, but just know they already got the lightning in the bottle of the Switch. So how we're gonna perfect this? How we are going to push this? Again, this console, it's gonna hit. Now, to make the launch a awesome thing, we need launch titles. Nintendo takes a hot minute for some of these games. We'll wait a few years, or whatever the case may be. But the backwards compatibility is where it shines. The backwards compatibility. Now, the only concerns of people are like, which games are coming back? Let's be really honest. First party will get the treatment. Anything first party of Nintendo will be it. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, Nintendo fans. It's something, it's just gonna happen. Now, they're probably contacted a lot of third party, or they may have sent a massive email or some kind of communication to third party developers, from indie to AAA or whoever, if they want to make it compatible to the Switch 2. I would not be surprised that some games, if not a lot of games, like a certain percentile of indie games will be maybe 60-70%, That is just my assumption, prediction, whatever you want to call it. Because right now, we are waiting until April the 2nd for the Direct. The leaks were so bad, Nintendo had to come out and say, you know what? Here you go. This is what you wanted. This is what you're going to get. Now we're here waiting. And they're going to make us wait 2 months. So, hype for this it's up there. And as a person that buys a lot of first party titles, because like if there's a better platform, like I'm a big PC gamer, if you have Steam and there's a better way to play it on Steam, I will play it on Steam. I do not have a Steam Deck. There's some people that make the argument, oh, the Steam Deck is pretty ahead of the game. Oh, the ROG Ally, it's pretty ahead. The Lenovo, whatever the hell, the other handhelds are basically like the Switch. Here's the thing. They don't move units like Nintendo does. Nintendo will dominate this market. Nintendo knows what they're doing. And Nintendo knows how to do it well. They did it with the Wii, they did it with the Switch, 3DS, the original DS, DSi, all of them. That's why they were successes. Let's be really honest. How many funky consoles that we got from Nintendo that were failures? And even at that, they still made some, or they have a cult following. And mainly the GameCube, even though it wasn't really a big success, there's a cult following with that. And we're expecting some kind of online service from Nintendo to have their games on that Switch online service, to have an expansion to that service, which would be cool if they did. Possibly can. They probably, with this new Switch, there's rumors about specs, and we're waiting for the official specs. And that's going to be interesting with the specs. But for the most part, supposedly it's on par with the Steam Deck. If not, it's supposed to be like an equivalent of a 2070, 2080, whatever. So, power-wise, it's basically possibly like a PS4. And the PS4 had a lot of power. That console was pretty successful on its own for that power it had. And now you have a portable option from Nintendo, a proper one. Because let's be honest, the main concerns were the Joy-Cons, the piracy that happened with the Switch because of the very first generation that I still own today. I do not own any other Switch personally on my cord. But they're the only thing, maybe they made a new iteration with the dock. Now with the newer versions of the new like OLED or the new iteration of the Switch, they have like an Ethernet cord, the networking, the bandwidth and all that for online for some games are not the greatest. So with that being said, we're waiting for the specs. We're waiting for the hardware. We want to see what this can do. What's the software like? Are we having Netflix on this thing? Are we having YouTube that's done properly? Are we having Spotify, YouTube Music, or X, Y, and Z kind of apps that are going to be accessible with the Switch? If that'd be an interesting thing. So we have to just see. It will be a very interesting thing because looking at this Switch, it looks great. The Joy-Cons are just big enough for people that, like, for a grown adult, you can actually hold properly. I'm wondering how the attachments if they're going to be like an addition so you can press those shoulder buttons, you know, as you can see in the video. The some people are just going to want to see how the connection, the magnetic connection to the Switch. Some people are, you know, are really thinking and wondering about the supposed gimmick of a mouse on this console, which would be cool. Mouse with the mouse connection will be interesting, because then you have more movement within a game, more options for maybe developers to use a certain aspect. Then we get an insight of Mario Kart, whatever this is. Some people are saying it's 9. Some people were thinking it was World Tour. But it looks good. It's looking good. And I want to get in it. I want to be in this world of Mario Kart or whatever this is, and we'll see what happens. It's going to be really interesting. And I really am hyped for it. Now, until then, there's just going to be a lot more speculation. Probably more leaks. Some people are saying that this is going to, if they sell it at a certain price. I'm going to be honest with you. I've been waiting for a new Switch. Personally. I was almost tempted to get the OLED. And I was like, no, I'm going to wait until the new one. There's been so many rumors. And it finally come to fruition for the Switch 2. And I'm going to keep my old gen. I'm not going to sell it or anything like that. It's its own history. I actually hacked the thing before, and it's pretty cool how backwards it got, you know, messed with. And now Nintendo already caught on. They already patched everything as much as they can as of right now, as far as we know. And now with this new system, we want to see like what's next. What's the bigger step that we're gonna go? What are the things that consumers are gonna see with this new console? You know, because we already have more power now. Are we gonna get more efficiency? Are we gonna see? Because if you can see the renders within the console when it's actually being like all warped up, you see there's 2 vents. That's the top, and then there's the bottom. There's 2 USB-C ports. It looks like basically the regular proprietary Switch cartridge. So, that being said, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting. Some people already are making complaints of like, oh, 24 players in Mario Kart. Oh my God. We just kind of have to see. All I know is, though, it is still very cool. We finally are getting to get a new Mario Kart, not this Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and all that. The Wii U is dead. It's been dead. They got the money back or whatever. They sold enough units to hit their mark, and it's still a loss. But the Wii U is done. Switch is here to stay, and now we need to see the future for Switch too. So, until then, until April the 2nd, we have to wait and see what is unfolded, what is the new features, and what is Nintendo bringing into the handheld game, because this is still a handheld console. Besides docking it, which is, that option's nice. It's one complete package. It's not like the Steam Deck. It's like, oh, okay, you can play handheld. Oh, you want to play on the display or whatever, then you got to like set it up in a certain way or whatever. No, this is all in one, baby. We just need to know the price too. The thing about the price, I think they're going to hit it up around $399. There's leaks already on it, but I have a feeling they're going to do it $399. No game, 2 Joy-Cons, the console, the dock, and that's it. And now, and then plus too, we want to see like if there's any upgrades to the dock, because the dock is a bit different, obviously, right? Now the Switch has different specs as well. So we want to just see those specs. We're just like, oh, we're wanting to know. We wanted to know already. And we have 2 months to wait. Until then, and then they're doing events, which is cool because you know what? They're showing everybody the handheld, the hardware. Maybe they're gonna have a couple games there. Maybe you'll see behind the scenes shit. You know, you don't know. We don't know until the event goes down. People actually go to the event, and you know what? For people that never been to a Nintendo event, you might as well just do it. If you're close by, if you can sign up, do it. It'll be a good time, probably, you know, to see the hardware, maybe talk to some reps in regards of it, and see what's in store. That's a real big option, and there's a bunch of places they're meeting up. So, yeah, this is gonna be big. If they're willing to do showcases, experiences for the Switch and certain locations through in the United States, Europe, and some other places, it's gonna be big. They're just you know, I don't know what's in store because Nintendo's being so secretive about this. Even though the leaks came out about the console, here's the thing: we didn't know about Mario Kart 9. It was speculation at this point. We don't know what's under Nintendo's curtain. We do not know what games are coming out, launch titles. People already seen Donkey Kong as a different model within the kart trailer, within this trailer itself, if you see it. People already looking at like little, like the extra button on the right Joy-Con below the house, the home button. So, and then, you know, just that magnetic feel. They want to see how that's going to work. Some people are saying it's going to go on an angle because they're noticing it within the trailer itself. That's how it's closing. So, until April the 2nd, we will see. Until then, though, it's going to be pretty interesting. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully, there's no more leaks, so we all can be excited for it to see what's coming out with this console. Are we gonna wait until the fall season for this console? Are we gonna get it in the summer? What's the big deal? Until then, we'll figure it out. Until the next video, and more than likely, I'm just gonna do the Switch Direct. Not like a reaction, but more or less after the fact. I'll let everyone else do their reactions, whatever the case may be. It's really just about what Nintendo has behind that curtain. We want to know, like a 3D Mario, a new Donkey Kong game, more gameplay about Metro Prime 4. That's already confirmed this year. So we're knowing that's going to be a Switch 2 game with this new hardware, with the graphics and everything. Because it's this new hardware, you know, comparing with the power of like a PS4, you can achieve a lot. And that's the thing about Nintendo. I'm just going to say, Nintendo's just really efficient when it comes down to maximizing the efficiency of their consoles. And the Switch, the Wii, the DS's, as much as they can, they use it to its fullest abilities. Now with the Wii U, I didn't have one, so I wouldn't know. I just hear that it's just the worst console of all of existence, like that from Nintendo at least. I don't know. Maybe there's worse. Maybe the Virtual Boy was the worst one. But yeah. So until then, we'll see. Like and subscribe. I'll see you on the Direct. Peace.